It just pisses me off. And then
you're good. Take a break. Take a break.
Yeah, take a breather.
We can sit for a second.
Jake Paul completely loses it when Mike Tyson drops bombshells about the dark secrets he's been hiding from the world. Jake's only been in the game for 4 years, but he's already built up enough shady moves to haunt his legacy for generations. And these aren't just any secrets. Tyson exposed deeply personal stuff. At first, Mike wasn't even interested in Jake's drama or sketchy business, but Jake couldn't resist running his mouth. He crossed the line with his trash talk, and that's when Mike decided it was time to put him in his place. Now Jake's in full panic mode, scrambling to find hackers, trying to wipe Mike's posts and the video evidence off the internet. But it's way too late. The damage is done. I mean, let's be real. You don't poke the guy who's been in the fight game for 38 years and expect to walk away clean. Tyson's seen it all. He knows exactly where to dig and how to bring someone's dirt to the surface. And Jake, he decided to mess with the man literally known as the baddest man on the planet. That's like playing with fire while soaked in gasoline. Jake's decision to back out of his previous fight just to face Mike Perry was the first move that rubbed Tyson the wrong way. Think about it, all the hype, press conferences, promos, tickets sold, and then Jake pulls the plug. That announcement wasn't just a fight cancellation, it was a shockwave. Always hungry for attention, Jake cranked up the drama even more, calling Tyson old, mocking him like a sick chicken, and worst of all, dragging Tyson's late daughter into the mess. But Tyson? Ice cold. He didn't come back with insults. He stayed silent, focused, waiting, watching. And when the time was right, he made his move, not with punches, but with truth. His entrance into the drama turned the whole situation upside down. This wasn't just a retired champ chiming in, this was a living legend with nothing to lose and everything to say. And when Tyson talks, the boxing world listens. Fans and fighters alike were holding their breath. What kind of secrets could he possibly have on Jake Paul? Was Jake using shady tactics? Something illegal in training? Something even worse in his personal life? The speculation was wildfire. Tyson, being the seasoned vet, didn't rush it. He knew the weight of his words, and when he finally spoke, it hit like a freight train. One by one, Tyson laid out the receipts, starting with the long-whispered rumors about Jake using steroids. And just to turn up the heat, he pointed to Dana White's own words. Jake's reaction, a complete meltdown. The bravado disappeared. That cocky grin faded. He tried to deny, to spin, to deflect, but it only made things worse. As Jake's carefully built image crumbled, Mike Perry kept his head down and his gloves up, staying locked in on the fight ahead. He didn't gloat or rub it in. He just trained. Tyson's reveal wasn't just drama, it was a reckoning. And Jake? He might never recover from it.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2.
Those whispers started way back during Jake Paul's fight with Tyron Woodley on August 29, 2021. At first, it was easy to shrug off, just more gossip swirling around a high-profile athlete. But then people started noticing things. Jake's physique. Practically overnight, the guy started looking like he was carved out of stone. For someone who had only recently stepped into the boxing world, that kind of transformation was more than impressive. It was suspicious. During that fight with Woodley, the whispers turned into full-blown suspicion. Jake's stamina was unreal, like borderline superhuman. He kept coming, round after round, relentless. Meanwhile, Woodley, a seasoned vet, looked like he was gassed halfway through. That's when people really started asking.
It's a very dangerous fight for Paul.
Interesting.
I think he might be making a mistake because, first of all, for me, he don't got a lot other than money, and he's made plenty of.
Was Jake hiding something more than just a killer training regimen? Then came the muscle gains. In just a few short months, Jake went from average dude to shredded, seasoned fighter. Sure, hard training can work wonders, but this was like watching someone fast forward through years of development in a matter of weeks. Critics started raising red flags, pointing out that such rapid transformations are classic signs of steroid use. These substances can supercharge muscle growth and recovery far beyond what's naturally possible. The controversy flared up even more during Jake's fight with Tommy Fury on December 18, 2021. This time, Jake's muscles looked even more defined, almost cartoonishly perfect. His energy levels were through the roof. Fury was clearly struggling to keep up. The whispers now became loud accusations. Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas didn't mince words. After the fight, he openly questioned Jake's stamina and dramatic physical transformation. Atlas wasn't buying the just hard work explanation. He called for a full investigation to protect the sport's integrity. Then George Foreman, a literal heavyweight legend, added fuel to the fire. In a January 10, 2022 interview, he said the signs of steroid use were too obvious to ignore. And on January 15, 2022, respected sports journalist Dan Rafael published a deep dive. He broke down Jake's fights.
In PGs?
No, sir.
Not at all. Okay.
No, sir.
That's
you think
what
he's on PDs?
I don't care. You can be on horse tranquilizer steroids. You can get a whole new body from Walmart. You're still getting slapped.
Analyzing his muscle growth, insane endurance, and comparing his timeline to known steroid users from the past. He even pointed out specific moments in the ring that didn't add up, moments that just looked off. Despite the mounting evidence and growing suspicion, Jake stood firm in his denials. He hit every podcast, every interview, every social media post with the same message: it's just hard work and dedication. But no matter how many times he said it, something about the way he said it didn't sit right. The more he denied, the more it looked like he was just playing innocent, while the truth sat bubbling under the surface, waiting to explode.
Jake Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with, and I have heard things.
Insiders claim Jake's camp, clearly anxious about the fight's outcome, tried to take matters into their own hands with a bribe. They allegedly approached referee Dan Niragliotta using a middleman, offering $55,000 in exchange for favorable calls during the fight. But here's where things took a twist. Niragliotta, a veteran ref known for his rock-solid integrity, was shocked. He refused the offer on the spot, took detailed notes of the entire interaction, and reported everything to the Boxing Commission. No hesitation, no second thoughts. His actions were a bold statement. Integrity still matters in this sport. The boxing community rallied around him, praising his courage and commitment to keeping the sport clean. But despite the gravity of the bribery, Jake Paul walked away without immediate consequences. Niragliotta filed his report after the fight had ended, and by then, Jake had already pulled off a controversial win over Ben Askren. The media frenzy focused on the knockout and the bribery report. It got buried under headlines and highlight reels. Analyst Sean Strickland was one of many voices expressing frustration. Jake seemed to dodge accountability once again. But then, Tyson reignited the fire. His exposé brought everything back into the spotlight. Backed by Tyson's credibility and unmatched legacy, the commission was forced to revisit the case, this time under intense public scrutiny. The newly exposed bribery wasn't just a one-time slip. It painted a picture of a fighter willing to cross any line to win. The $55,000 offer wasn't vague. It was specific, strategic, and calculated. Legal experts began weighing in, saying this kind of documented intent to rig a fight could lead to serious charges: sports fraud, bribery, corruption. If convicted, Jake could face multiple sentences served consecutively, not concurrently, meaning serious time behind bars. And in the world of professional sports, a conviction like this doesn't just land you in jail, it ends your career. A lifetime ban from boxing would likely follow, erasing Jake's achievements and branding him a disgraced athlete. If you're one of the many who felt frustrated watching Jake Paul seemingly skate by, thinking he'd never be held accountable, well, not anymore. Now, the truth is out. Now, the walls are closing in. And now, Jake Paul must finally face the consequences of everything he's done. Stay tuned, because this saga is far from over.
Jake Paul,
27.
you are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness.